closely contested first quarter of play. Bobcats lead by 3. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of...
This Friday, November 8th, Carmelo Anthony and the New York Knicks go up against the Charlotte Bobcats. Live from Time Warner Cable Arena. You don't want to miss it.
Up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. On the court for Charlotte, Bismack Biyombo is out there with Josh McRoberts. And there's Kemba Walker. Then there's Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And it's Pargo in at the shooting guard position. Smith off a pick from Warren. And it's J.R. Smith with the 3. Smith's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
You know, last season, guys, the Knicks put up a bushel basket full of threes. And with the shooters they had, you could see why they shot as many threes as they did. They had excellent shooters from behind the arc. And it also served Carmelo Anthony well because it opened the floor for him.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Hey guys, the last few summers, Carmelo Anthony has incorporated boxing training into his off-season regimen. He said being a boxing fan since he was a kid, he was always intrigued by the elite conditioning level boxers have to attain. He added that the hand-eye coordination and physicality help both his shooting and his ability to play at the power forward spot. Kevin?
Yeah, with his hard-charging style of play, it makes sense. Thanks, Doris. Well, Clark, as you said about the Knicks last season, the offensive game plan was take some threes, take more threes, and then some more threes after that. Steve, I know you like that. They led the entire league in threes taken. In fact, they set the all-time record for threes made in a season.
Well, they were unbelievably proficient from long range. I mean, they had games where they took 40-plus threes, almost unheard of. But it's the way they played, and when you can surround Carmelo Anthony with shooters like that, it makes it tough to guard.
And Walker kicks to Kidd-Gilchrist. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. The Bobcats making a change here. Chandler's checked in. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Knicks.
Now, they didn't waste any time getting into a groove out there. They're dialed in from long range.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
Bargnani dishes to Hardaway. Now the pass to Warren. The feed to Bargnani. Lets it go with the 3. Offensive rebound. Chandler. Hardaway. Dishes to Bargnani. He kicks to Warren. Rejected by Walker, but they get it back. The drive by Smith. Shoots over Walker. Again, the miss by Smith. The Bobcats shooting 47% from the floor since the end of the first quarter. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. He feeds it to Kidd-Gilchrist. Pass to Walker. Looking for Jefferson. He gets it there. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Easy call there.
No question about that one. You could hear the impact from where I am.
The Bobcats have shot the ball pretty well from the line, going 8 of 11.
And now, brought to you by Sprint. Welcome to the Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And now the start of the second. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
One thing Al Jefferson has worked on through his career is being able to pass better out of the post. And for a guy who draws as much attention as he does on the block, that's a nice asset to have.
And Clark, you mentioned where Al Jefferson has improved. You know, borderline all-stars. You wonder if Stevie is going to get to the next level.
Well, I think the big thing is he's got to improve defensively because his offense is really played at an all-star level. He's really tough to guard down there. But defensively, he's a little slow guarding pick and roll. But if he continues to work at it and maybe improve a little bit, I think he could get into that all-star game.
Stoudemire and Chandler together up front. Belton is out there with the general, and it's Smith in at the 3 slot. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for Charlotte.
Their defense has been outstanding, Kevin, closing out on shots, blocking a lot of them as well.
Another part of their game that's made a difference tonight is all the second chance points they've been able to get.
Free throw, Chandler.
Well, guys, with the Knicks playing a space-the-floor, pick-and-roll offensive scheme, I mean, Tyson Chandler is a hand-in-glove fit as the high-flying finisher inside, keeping defenses honest and then cleaning up the mess on the weak side board if shots are missed.
Here's Jefferson, and the rebound goes to the Knicks. Smith's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Feeds it to Warren. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. It goes on Cody Zeller. And Clark, you talked about what Chandler has meant for this Knicks team, both on the court and in the locker room. And you wonder, you know, if Dallas, Steve had it to do over it, do you think they would have tried harder to re-sign him?
Well, I understood the plan. Dallas felt like with Dirk Nowitzki getting older, they had to save that cap room for a superstar, maybe Dwight Howard or Chris Paul. But it's always easy in hindsight when those things don't happen to say, hey, what were you doing?
And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. And here's a look at what's coming up for the Bobcats. They'll be playing host to Toronto for the next one. They start a 3-game homestand with that game. Henderson kicks to Walker. They get it back. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Now you can tell what the crowd thinks about that call.
Yeah, they erupted as soon as the whistle blew.
Felton kicks to Smith. Stoudemire defended by Zeller. No problem knocking that one down. And that's 15 points for J.R. Smith.
He's been much more effective in the second half than he was in the first.
Walker the pass to Zeller. Inside to Jefferson, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
That's how you drive your point home.
Yeah, but he got a little lucky getting away with it. That could have very easily been called a technical foul.
The shot's good from Smith.
Well, they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the three-point line. That's 4 of the last 5. You got to run those guys off the line.
I agree, and the defense is practically giving them those shots, though.
Henderson dishes to Jefferson. Fades back, and Charlotte again with the bucket.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Felton kicks to Warren. Rejected by Kid Gilchrist. Bobcats leading by 7. Henderson with it, now guarded by Warren. Walker the pass to Jefferson. Working on Stoudemire. Jefferson dishes to Walker. Pass to Zeller. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Felton against Walker. Hit his foot. And the ref's whistling a kick ball. So the Knicks making a switch here. Leone's checked in. So it's Charlotte picking up the win.
Your coach was quoted as saying after the game that the team was really broken up about tonight's loss. In fact, he said a couple of the guys were even crying about it in the locker room afterwards. What do you have to say about that?
I think you guys are reading into it a little too much. Always trying to make a story out of something even when there's nothing there. Look, I don't want to put words in the coach's mouth, but I think he was just trying to relay the fact that this team is full of competitors. It's not a happy locker room when we lose a game, especially a close one like this. We're going to bounce back, I know that much, but sometimes it takes a little while to recover before you can get ready for the next one.
got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on. I ain't happy, I'm feeling glad. I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on. It's coming on. It's coming on. It's coming.
All day! baby. Extra bright, I want y'all.
Waking up to ash and dust. I wipe my brow and I sweat my rust. I'm breaking in, shaping up. Then it's a revolution, I suppose. This is it, the apocalypse. Whoa.
It's an all-Eastern Conference matchup, and today's game is the Knicks come into town for this one. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this broadcast of NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan, and with me today, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg. .158 left here in the opening quarter. Hardaway with it. Now guarded by Adrian. Hardaway kicks to Smith. He feeds it to Bargnani. Bargnani gets a screen from Warren. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And you look at Andrea Bargnani, he's always been able to shoot three-pointers. The biggest thing with him is developing his low post game, accepting contact and being physical, taking advantage of that size inside.
And New York making a change here. Stoudemire's checked in.
Boy, I tell you what, he does not look like your typical big man up there at the line. He has an excellent stroke and a percentage to match.
Adrian passes to Gordon. 6 on the shot clock. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending. And for Bargnani, developing a back-to-the-basket score mentality. Taken right from the Dirk Nowitzki playbook. Pretty important weapon.
Yeah, and Dirk has said it himself, Kevin. When you're just an outside shooter, teams can really take that away from you. Being able to maximize your size inside, that's the key for Bargnani's development and maturation as a player going forward.
Now here's Sessions, defended by Warren. Adrian kicks to Jefferson. Bargnani's there. Shot's good by Jefferson. Jefferson's got his second basket of the night.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividend.
Yeah, it sure has, Clark. I mean, with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, they really haven't had to do much on the perimeter. Really good performance so far on the boards for this club.
Boy, I like the way they've done a great job carving out space under the basket when the shots have gone up. They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
The defense has to make an adjustment. They've got to string together some stops, or at the very least, try to force this team into some bad shots.
The Knicks shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
They're a very average shooting team in terms of the free throw line, about 76% a year ago.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Tyson Chandler, who's checked in for Bargnani. Smith comes in for Carmelo Anthony. That's Felton in for Hardaway. And it's Kid Gilchrist penetrating. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And the first one drops. And New York making a change here. Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. Combo dishes to Adrian. That's tipped. Now the dish to Gordon. Wide open. Gets it to go. For the New York Knicks, they come in off the loss to Charlotte.
And it's hard to point out anything that they did well in that loss. I mean, the game never got out of hand, but they were pretty shaky across the board.
And Steve, you know how optimistic and positive I am, and I had a tough time finding anything positive either. I mean, my goodness, they did keep it somewhat close. I guess that's the best I can say at this point.
Well, what's the old saying? If you can't say something nice about someone, don't say anything at all.
On the court for the Knicks, Warren, he's in at the point. World Peace is out there with Bargnani. Then it's Anthony. And it's Hardaway in at the shooting guard position. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Hi, Kevin. With the signing of Al Jefferson this summer, the Charlotte Bobcats have acquired the best low-post scorer the team has had in its 9-year history. Jefferson is a gym rat who's happy to take younger players under his wing, as he showed when he was in Utah. Guys, for a team that has been in rebuild mode, the Bobcats take a big step towards respectability.
Well, nowhere to go but up. Thanks, Doris.
Well, we'll see if in a new city, a new situation, he's able to take that next step.
You know, coming into last season, the backcourt for Charlotte was full of question marks, but after the way Kemba Walker blossomed and some of the other guys were able to fill in and step up, their backcourt looks a lot better now.
5 to shoot. And it's Gordon missing.
Yeah, he's surprised he didn't make that one because he had a pretty clean look at the hoop.
Hardaway with it. Out-guarded by Henderson. And Hardaway gets it to go.
That time the defenders were a little lazy getting to him.
Bobcats trail by 7. And even though the Bobcats would finish near the bottom of the barrel again, they did show that they have some pieces to build around. Steve, not only Walker, but also Michael Kidd-Gilchrist as well.
Yeah, I like Jeffrey Taylor, the young forward from Vanderbilt. They drafted Cody Zeller from Indiana, who looked really good in the summer league and is proving to be a pretty solid player in the NBA. So this is a team that is starting to add some talent to this roster.
And it's Gordon penetrating, gets it to go. Gordon's got 4 points now in the quarter. Welcome to the last game for the Charlotte Bobcats. It was a win against the Raptors.
I thought the way they attacked the rim and got into the paint was phenomenal. It seemed like after a while, the defense just kind of waved the white flag.
That's exactly what will happen when a team continues to attack the goal and come away with layups. It demoralizes the defense. Well, you know, Big Al Jefferson was a name that was getting tossed around the trade rumor mill last deadline, and that's something you have to expect when you're as talented as he is with the contract that's set to expire.
Catching up.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
The weekend is finally upon us, and on this Friday,
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Henderson and MKG will fill out the wings. Al Jefferson out there with Cody Zeller. And it's Walker in at the point guard position. That's the Bobcats 5. Now here's Zeller, guarded by Stoudemire. Walker. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And a big improvement for Kemba Walker last season just because of his ability to be more efficient as a scorer. And a lot of that was just becoming more confident with his shot.
Uncle Walker, better shooting percentages, Clark, from every distance last season.
And you always love to see that kind of improvement, Kevin. By player efficiency rating, the 8th best point guard in the league. Now, I don't like to...
There's 1:54 left in the fourth quarter. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
A lot of high hopes for the Knicks in last year's playoffs. They started off so hot, but then let the series against Boston drag on, and eventually went to 7 games, and they fell to the Pacers in the second round after that.
Both free throws good from Warren. And the Boston series did drag on him, you could tell. You wonder if they were a bit fatigued going into that Pacers series. Steve, Indiana just outplayed him, outworked him in every way in the second round.
Yeah, I think it was a factor, Kevin, and really the Knicks have only themselves to blame. They had Boston down 3-1 and a home game to close it out, but they couldn't get it done. And there's no doubt that that affected them against Indiana in the next series.
Smith kicks to Chandler. There's a good screen. Stoudemire right side. The lead now cut to single digits. Stoudemire's got 4 points in the quarter.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Gordon kicks to Jefferson. Soft touch off the glass. And the Bobcats lead by 10.
Terrific job taking care of business in front of the home fans.
And Steve, I thought those home fans gave this team a big lift all game. A lot of positive energy in the building.
Taken away by Anthony. Here's Warren. Right through the knee for the layup. Here's Walker. Guys, you've got to think a basket here would seal it.
No question about it. That would be all she wrote.
Outside Gordon. Pass to Jefferson. That's good.
Just look at how quickly their lead has grown over the course of the last few possessions.
Boy, they've really saved their best for last, haven't they?
Here's Warren, and it's rejected. Now here's Walker, guarded closely. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on the general. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Waking up in a dream, sleepwalking on another big stage. You never heard peace till you hear people scream your name and you're the son. I'm so far away from the place I used to be, struggling usually. Look at the new me.
It's time for some hoops at the Time Warner Cable Arena in downtown Charlotte, North Carolina. It's the home of the Bobcats, and we're going to bring it to you live right here on 2K Sports. Now a All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Kevin, I had a chance to speak with the head coach for the Charlotte Bobcats. He said a big part of this game will depend on how well they can slow down Carmelo Anthony. He added with his size and shooting ability, he can score inside and out. We're going to try a couple different coverages and show him different looks over the course of the game to try to keep him off balance. And guys, I guess we'll see how it works. Back to you.
Thanks a lot, Doris.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should really continue to work it down low, Clark. That's really going to free up the rest of their offense.
And the Bobcats making a change here. Zeller's checked in. Now here's Sessions. Defense right on him. Biombo. That's good.
Sessions doing a nice job that time. You know, the Knicks got off to a fast start, but when you employ as many old bodies as they did last year, it's hard to sustain the level of play you need over the course of a full season. It's one reason they started to falter a bit late in the year.
Yeah, close, but I didn't think he got on balance quickly enough.
And it's hard to draw charges as quick as players are at this level. That's not an easy bit of work there.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for New York.
Now, they didn't waste any time getting into a groove out there. They're dialed in from long range.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
Tyson Chandler is checked in for New York. And so it looks like the Bobcats will retain possession here. And Clark, you said the Knicks did hit that lull last season right after the All-Star break into early March. But, Steve, when the vets saw the finish line in sight, they picked up their play and got back in it.
That's right. They won 13 games in a row late in the season, catapulting themselves back into the top tier of teams in the East, and let everyone know that they would not be exiting the playoffs early. That really was the start of that run.